It's Christmas time again in Snowmonton, and they want to get away from it all.
It was exactly a year ago that it happened.
And that's why we should be somewhere else for Christmas.
Another beauteous day in heaven, eh?
Welcome to the Tropicana, your last resort before paradise.
This is a job for Captain Fun!
But there's trouble in paradise.
Get me the head of island security.
Oh, no, not the scary dude. Scary dude's already here. You got 18 bodies to explain, huh?
Food poisoning.
Mutant killer snowman.
Jack's back, and he's still one cold son of a...
Miss me?
Let's get it on.
Ooh, now there's something that needs a little Christmas stuffing. Oh yeah, I'm the man.
Well, that isn't the cutest little thing.
Oh my God. Wouldn't mind practicing a little breaststroke myself.
Do you hear that?
What's that?
The fat lady's warming up.
Jack Frost 2
You ready to scream?
from Apex Entertainment.
You look like a homeless man in a wig,
You pig.
but you do.
Welcome to my party!
My name is Gina Davis.
You have a butthole. Oh. No, they're dead, you dumb.
Tell it to God while you're
I wouldn't be able to. My mouth would be full.
This one's gonna be a hard one. No pun intended.
Down the catwalk every day, and maybe someday we'll go all the way.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. A sequel was all but inevitable, really.
Hello, potential survivors. Ghostfake here, and I'm here to talk to you about a perfectly harmless, yet sometimes fatal affliction called subscriber's guilt. This unbelievably dangerous disease occurs when YouTube recommends a video that you may like, and based off the one video, you subscribe to that channel, only to find out that every other video on that channel is complete trash. Well, I'm here to tell you that at Survivor's Guilt, you don't have to worry about that, because every video is trash. Here at Survivor's Guilt, we determine your chances of surviving your favorite and not favorite horror movies, using our patented survival stat technology based loosely in science. We calculate your exact odds of surviving through these movies. Did I say exact? I meant exaggerated and biased. We do this by taking a look at our main characters and the death that surrounds them to determine your chances of suffering survivor's guilt. So don't afflict yourself with subscriber's guilt, try survivor's guilt, and prepare to be disappointed.
We're going to go over this one time and one time only.
Hey everybody, have you heard the news? Joe Bob is back in town. Joe Bob is back in town.
What's going on, everybody?
Hello, how's it going?
Well, I'm an idiot, and because I'm wearing sunglasses.
You look way more tropical than I am. I was like, oh, what's tropical in Minnesota appropriate? And I was like, oh, pink, that's tropical, right?
I just found my best dad shirt, and then I put on a Snake Plissken t-shirt, and I was like, this works. And
Beautiful.
Ninja Turtle sunglasses. But
Ooh,
here's the funny part. You know how we get stuck in the waiting room on here? Yeah. I forgot to put myself on the screen, and I've been talking for the past 4 minutes.
I was wondering, I was like, wow, he's not on yet. Like, I thought I was running late.
I have been talking for the past 4 minutes, and then you popped on. I let you on. I'm like, wait, she's the only one on the screen. I had been talking to nobody for 4 minutes. I introduced John, and then I was like, we're going to bring him on in a second, and then I've just been talking on the screen.
Boy, that's very, very Nietzsche of you.
Listen, after all the snow I've been shoveling, it's just...
How much snow did you get? Because in Minnesota, we have nothing. Zero snows.
We got 12 inches here. I'm in the mountains of Virginia, so it's like, yeah.
You get hit hard. Yeah, I remember. So I lived not far from where you live now. I lived in Harrisonburg
nice.
For 4 years. And there was 1 year where we had, it was like,
oh, what's up? It's our fearless leader over at the Mutant Fam. What's going on, Frank?
Oh, nothing much. How are you guys?
Doing great.
Better now.
Yeah.
Right.
Who is this behind you?
This is Angela. Angela, say hi.
Hi, Angela. I'm Mary.
Mary and Mick. This is my daughter. She's with me for the next half hour or so before I drop her off with her mom. So I figured we'd stop by and say hi.
I'm so glad you did.
Right? She was excited. I asked her, I was like, do you want to be on YouTube? And as she was eating, and she's like, yeah. But then she started playing instruments and stuff. And I'm like, I'm not going to distract her. Like, she's having fun. And she pops up and says to me, are we ready for the YouTubes yet? I'm like, yeah, we're ready.
We're ready for the YouTubes.
Right?
Angela, what's your favorite Christmas movie?
What's your favorite Christmas movie, Angel? What is it, The Grinch?
I don't know.
You don't know? There's too many.
It's hard to choose.
She has
very nicely because we don't want to get hit with copyright infringement.
Right, we got SpongeBob on right now. That's
nice. That's
SpongeBob is an unsung hero of pop culture.
I think he's sung.
He's a hero of pop culture.
Who lives in a pineapple under the sea? I mean, come on.
People appreciate SpongeBob.
Yeah, and on theme tonight because it's all tropical.
Right. Oh yeah, tropical Christmas movies. That's right.
Oh yeah. Oh, we're excited. This is gonna be a fun one. So yeah, I played the trailers beforehand. Hopefully everybody got to see those. I was telling Mary, I did a complete intro before I put myself on the screen. So I was talking to myself for like 4 minutes. So this is how we do things here. It's fun.
It's all touch and go.
Did you message John?
Yeah, he's on. I was going to bring him on, but I was want to introduce Angela first.
Oh, yes.
So without further ado, and I know he's been waiting there for a while, and we love him. And I said this in my intro about John. Fading Arcader is my best bud because he's the only one that yells Mick whenever I come into one of the chat rooms. But I did not put myself on screen. So welcome to the show, John. We love you here.
Trying to figure this out.
How's it going, John?
I'm there. Hey, how's it going?
What's up, John?
Great, man. Thanks for joining us tonight. So who's ready for some tropic horror movies?
I am.
I was born ready.
Yeah, no problem. I think I've got a bit of a delay, so you're gonna.
Hey, Spin.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, buddy. Sometimes that happens. I don't know why. Hey, Katie. Thanks for joining in.
Right.
It says Mick. So
she's yelling your name, so it's not
on anymore.
Now you have two people.
Right.
I wish it were actually tropical. We could all go to the tropical place, but you want to stay in Michigan. Mick's war on Michigan is still continuing, by the way.
Yeah, this is going to be a long, bitter war of attrition.
Well, what I figure is I continue the war until these guys invite me out, and then we hang out in Michigan. and I'll just play it up like, yeah, all right, show me something better. And then I experience all the fun stuff.
Exactly. It's like deep fake.
Well, I spent more time in Minnesota, so right now Minnesota has more points than Michigan.
Minnesota, I think, will always have more points than Michigan, and I think that John will agree as a fellow Minnesotan.
Right.
But John, what do you think?
Hey, I'm gonna drop off. I literally just wanted to say hi at the top and introduce you.
I will agree.
I'm certain. I'm sorry to interrupt.
No problem.
You're all good, Frank. It was so nice to see you.
I'm gonna hop back on the last 20 after I have to drop her off at 6:30 and I'll be back by 6:40. So I'll hop back on. But I wanted to introduce her, let her play her flute for all of you.
Yes, I love it, Angela.
Nice to meet you, Angela.
Angela, say bye to everyone.
Bye.
Merry Christmas.
Bye.
I'll be back soon.
I'll get in the next spirit. This is still here from last week's show, so I might as well stick with it. So,
you're far more festive than I am. I have like no Christmas decorations up at all.
That was for last week's party. And then I just was like, all right, I got shows all week. We'll just leave it up.
That's it. I just like I wouldn't say that I'm not in the Christmas spirit. I just moved into a house and I don't want to unpack anything else right now. The idea of opening something and then putting it back in a box just sounds awful.
Well, my wife is very much Christmas mark, so she it looks like it threw up Christmas in our house every year, and we just keep adding stuff, and I'm fine with it because the kids love it. And thank you, Master Shake, and I'm only calling you Master Shake, Dan. That's what's going to happen. But John, thanks for joining in tonight, man. I hope you're having a good time. I know we're a little chaotic, but that's what we do here. Us pre-gamers are all over the place.
If you're a D&D person, I think we would all be chaotic neutral.
Yeah.
That's our alignment.
That's a good.
I don't know. Nick might be chaotic good. Oh, can you hear us, John?
I think we have a delay. So, all right. Well, we are going to. Here's what we'll do. No, it's all good, man. We're going to make it work. I'm going to ask you questions, and you answer them in the future. All right. So here's a quick rapid fire question. Favorite tropical movie? Favorite killer Santa? And a movie that's not really a Christmas movie, but you love watching around this year anyway. And as we go on, Mary and I will go about what we love. So Mary, we're getting into it. I think this is our last one of the year, right? This
is. Thank God 2020 is finally coming to a close.
I'm just scared that what comes up next. What's 2021 like?
Well, so you mentioned movies that are holiday.
I don't know if I have a favorite tropical movie. Favorite killer Santa is going to be probably from Black Christmas. And then a movie that's not necessarily a Christmas movie that I watch this time of year is Die Hard.
Nice. All right. I like
Die Hard's a Christmas movie. Don't listen to anything Dan says. Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
Oh, yeah. No. Dan doesn't know. No, but Dan knows a lot, though.
Yeah.
He makes awesome drinks. I know that.
He does make awesome drinks.
And he does like Die Hard, at least. I'll give him that much. But it is a Christmas movie.
So the movie that I wouldn't consider a Christmas movie that I will definitely be watching this year on New Year's Eve is The Thing, because it's perfect. It is. I mean, I think we can make an argument that it's kind of sort of a Christmas movie. But I'm gonna buy J&B whiskey. I'm going to drink it, and I'm going to time the thing so that after it turns, like the clock turns to midnight and it's 2021, it's McCready saying, let's just wait here for a moment and see what happens. Because that's my attitude towards this entire year.
Yes.
So end it on probably the right note that or the appropriate 2020 note. Just sit here and see what happens.
We were talking about that, and remember you saying you were going to do that, and I think it's great. I'll watch it with you. I love The Thing. I just watched it the other day because I always watch it first snow. I have to.
That's
and
perfect.
especially 12 inches, we're like, I'm snowed in. I'm chilling. And I watched it with my 8-year-old. It was his first time watching it.
That's young, man. That's really young.
It was so, I mean, it scared him a little bit, but I love how into it he was. He loved the practical effects. He's like, this is crazy. It's scary, but I can't look away, like, because you never seen anything like this before.
Right.
Because I try to give them like a good idea of having been a filmmaker, being able to say like, this is how we do things, this is how it works. So it's not real, it's all invented. So at least they kind of have a working knowledge of that.
And that's a good like prototype of where'd he go?
I think he was in delay, so we'll pop back on. We'll bring him in.
Yeah, so the internet has been, I don't know about you, but the internet has been fighting me all week. So I wonder if John's in the same boat. He's back.
Hey, John.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. No delay. What's up, buddy?
No, I know what it was. Is I have like a program that makes it so you don't autoplay videos, and that was going. So I unclicked that, refresh, came back in, and I think that's what was doing it. It's because it wasn't loading up the videos or anything. So now I'm here.
Yay!
Nice. So what do you think about Mary's idea of opening up some J&B and watching the thing? I think it's a great idea. I think it's perfect it's the first goddamn week of winter. So I mean, it kind of lines up with the new year. So,
oh yeah, definitely. I mean, the thing is an amazing movie anyway, and the way 2020 has been going and everything, it's just like, let's just say adios to this freaking year, and hopefully 2021 is a lot better.
Oh yeah, hopefully. I mean, although who's I think somebody put up that Mad Max takes place during 2021. So
I'd be okay. Fuck, I'll shave my head and be your Emperor Furiosa. Or not Emperor, Imperator, whatever the fuck her name is. I just want to be Charlize Theron in the Mad Max Fury Road.
Let's face facts. You'd be the Emperor. Like, we know this. Who would I be? I'd want to be the guy playing the guitar.
Oh yeah, you absolutely hanging out in the front of the car.
Yeah, I'm all about it. I don't care. That's all I want. I want that job that just keeps people motivated as they drive.
You would be exceptionally good at that job.
Oh, thank you.
Like, John, what would you want to be if we lived in Fury Road? Or in Mad Max Land?
You know what? I'll be Mad Max then, because I have no problem fighting Immortan Joe.
Perfect.
I mean, that's completely fine. You're a better man than I, because he gets his ass kicked in those movies.
Oh yeah.
He always comes back and wins because he's just crazy. But he takes a beating. That's why he's the hero, though. That's what you got to do.
He's not even. I mean, I would argue that Furiosa is the hero of Mad Max personally, but he's just kind of along for the ride on that one.
Yeah, that one absolutely 100% is her. I know they're making the prequel, and this ball keeps hitting me in the face. Sorry, not my first time.
If I had a nickel.
But they're going back. They're casting a younger actress to come in and play her. I would just want more. Just more Charlize. Give me more Charlize.
Yeah, who are they? I remember seeing something about this, and I remember seeing either who they cast or people that they were thinking about casting.
It's the actress from The Witch, Anna.
Yes, I thought that was her.
Yeah.
She's perfect. She's perfect.
Yeah.
That'll be really good.
I'm all for. I mean, she is a great actress, but at the same time, it's like I really like Charlize in that role, and I want to see her. I want to see an expansion from that, not so much what led her there, because I like the mystique. I get tired of prequels sometimes because they take away mystique of things.
I suppose you all know this about me. I love prequels. Like pretty much across the board. I think the Star Wars prequels are great. And I was thinking about this last night because this is what I do when I'm like in isolation. And I think that for better or for worse, Jar Jar was an iconic character, and I would call that a success. He's an iconic character.
Well,
He might be awful,
is.
but they did his job.
I just lost the Christmas spirit. No, it was just the ball hitting me in the face. All right. I wouldn't call him, I don't know that I'd call him an iconic. I would call him an infamous character of the series. Like, because there's people so torn on it. Like, my kids laugh about him now, but they've never known like the original, the Holy Trilogy first. Like they did. They watched them first. I made them watch them in order. But going back, like they're like, oh, Jar Jar, he seems goofy. That seems fun. So I get it. And it's for kids. That's what it was always meant for.
And it wasn't. I'm not saying that Jar Jar was good. I'm not saying that Jar Jar was a necessary character. I think he did very little to support the franchise, unless he actually was meant to be a Sith Lord, which I think he should have been.
Yeah.
But this is not tropical horror. But that's where I stand on that. I plant my flag. Jar Jar is an icon, and you can't tell me otherwise.
Listen, it's all good. And I'm gonna say, like, the age range works, because from my age to your age, I can see why Jar Jar works. You were at a time where Jar Jar would be more appealing, like the Ewoks.
Right.
You know, my brother didn't really like the Ewoks, but he's 6 years older than me, and I love the Ewoks when Return came out. So it's, you know,
I think you would be shocked at the age that I was when that movie came out.
1999, I'm going to say 6 or 7.
I was 8.
8.
Oh, no. So 99. I was born in 92. I was 7. Sorry, I was 7.
Well,
Rather stuff.
Jar Jar was marketed to me, 7-year-old child.
We got, for me, and John, I'm not sure how old you are, and you know where you're at, and you're thinking with this. I'd love to hear it.
I'm ageless, sir.
Good answer.
You're like a fine wine; it only gets better with age, no matter what it is. But we had just gotten the remastered Holy Trilogy, so Han did not shoot first anymore. A lot of change. Yeah, Jabba was added to New Hope, things like that. So like we got a lot of those changes. So when the prequels came out, we were hoping they would be more in line with what they were rather than what we just saw.
Right.
And they were way more in line with what we just saw.
Well, I remember when they remastered and had like digital Jar Jar, not digital Jar Jar, digital Jabba the Hutt. And he coming on the screen was just like, what the fuck is this?
It was so crazy.
To go back to the thing, sometimes practical effects are just better.
Yeah.
100% agree. Yeah, and that's why I like the best thing right now is Mandalorian, in my opinion.
It's so good. I have like a portrait of Baby Yoda that a friend got for me that's gonna go on my wall somewhere in here. It's such a good. So there are so many things I like about it. One, each episode is written super well, and they're serialized, but not in a way that's inaccessible, which I like. It's such a. It feels like such a respectful approach to the original content, but it doesn't try and replace it. It's exploring other parts of the Star Wars universe that people might be curious about. I mean, that's what Boba, I mean, that feels very true to sort of the attitude towards Boba Fett, where he was, you know, a character in the Christmas special and then got added into, and then was in the, was it the Return of the Jedi? And
he was in Empire.
Was he? Oh yeah, he was, you're right. Cause he was, Darth Vader told him to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was part of the bounty hunters. But again, this like sort of mysterious character that no one really knew much about, that was like a super like third in line character, and everyone loved him. Like, who is this person? What's his backstory? And they really went into that in the prequel trilogy, which is pretty cool, and it's also very cool. I'm not gonna spoil anything. The actor that plays Jango Fett is great. Boba's dad, and he's he's great for a lot of times.
Yeah, tomorrow morning. I'm leaving Katie's thing up because my pythons are pretty sick right now. You gotta wear the tight shirt. That's how it works. You know, it's gotta be like you gotta be like the muscle guy at the club, like yeah, that's how it works.
I've never been to a club.
I have not been to a club either.
So I don't think I'm missing out.
I'm from Jersey, so when you go down to Jersey Shore, there's clubs. You know, you're from Philly. You've gone to Jersey Shore.
I know. I haven't been to the Jersey Shore, but I know. I know.
You got to get those meatheads running around, and you're just like tight shirts and dancing.
I have very, very, very little patience for meat.
Everybody, yeah. Well, I'm right there with you. So anyway, back to Star Wars real quick, because I want to know what you think, John. But before we get there, you were saying with Boba Fett becoming this big character. You know what led to it? It wasn't the holiday special. It was because he was the only toy in the original toy line you couldn't buy. You had to send away proof of purchases to get Boba Fett.
So Boba was always sort of like a
elusive, yeah.
Ooh,
so he became like the favorite.
What an interesting concept of like of not just the story making him elusive, but the franchise making him elusive. That's very cool, and I like that a lot.
Yeah, and still nobody understood why they killed him off. And like people who worked on the movie, they've talked about it. Like, why are we killing this guy? Like, right. I mean, we get it; it's the last movie, but what's going on here? Because a lot of people didn't like how Han went out, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
John, what do you think? Are you on board with the prequels being great?
It's actually been a really long time since I've seen them, because when I first saw them, I was just really not impressed. I think, it's kind of funny because Topher Grace apparently has like this amazing cut of the prequel trilogy that he did for fun after Black Klansman, just to kind of like decompress, and he can't release it obviously because it's not his to release, but he apparently it fixes like every problem that the prequel trilogy has. It kind of suffers, just a little bit from like a lot of the Padme Anakin stuff. I think is just where it kind of peters out, and I don't know if that's just George Lucas didn't understand at the time how to write that role or what that is. But I mean, there are elements to thinking back in my memory, there are elements to those movies that are fun.
Yeah, George Lucas doesn't know how to write people.
Yeah, Crystal Skull says that.
He doesn't understand. I think he has trouble understanding relationships.
Right.
That's because, I mean, when you look back, because obviously he didn't even really write. I mean, he kind of came up with the characters, but he didn't really write the originals that much. And it kind of shows then when the prequels came out, because I think he was more involved at that point, and everything just kind of came out stilted.
Well, the thing that's so interesting to me is that, or one of the many things that's really interesting to me about the prequels, writing the prequels, they had to bring in Carrie Fisher as a script fixer.
Yeah. She was like the top script fixer in Hollywood in the 90s.
Yeah, she was brilliant. She is like an unsung feminist Hollywood hero.
Oh yeah.
If you haven't read any of her books, they're incredible. Her attitude towards like life and mental health and being who she is so admirable, and such a bummer she died at such a young age. But very cool that her ashes are buried in a pill.
Oh yeah, I mean, she always had that sense of humor. She was so good with it, and she gets a lot of respect from comedians and just for her comedy writing. She was just so good.
Have you seen her roast George Lucas?
No.
Oh, that's if you get a chance sometime soon, look up Carrie Fisher roasts George Lucas, and it's really it was at one of the events where they're like honoring him. He's getting some award, and she comes on stage and she it's all very tongue-in-cheek and very funny, but it's hysterical. It's so good. It's so well written. It's like it's a masterpiece.
She has a very dry wit, and which
yeah.
that's my favorite kind of wit is dry wit. So,
And let's face facts. I mean, she gets nailed to just being Princess Leia, but you have Blues Brothers. She was amazing. The Burbs.
The Burbs. That's a great movie.
Like, she had a lot of great stuff under her belt that a lot of people seem to forget that she was in, but she was fantastic in all of that stuff.
Oh yeah, I think was the best part, or she was the most exciting part for me for the new the new trilogy. And like I think the last two movies was after she had passed away. I remember going to the movie theater and like crying the minute she was on screen. It's like, no, she's gone. But she's so good and she's there, but she's gone. Oh, she's so good.
Our buddy Whiskey brings up a good point. We lost Carrie, Kenny, Peter Mayhew, Kenny Baker, everybody. David Prowse we lost recently, but yesterday we lost Jeremy Bulloch, who played the original
Boba.
So
it's really sad.
It really is, especially considering like his frame in Return of the Jedi when he supposedly died was very thin, and then 6 years later he looks like me in Mandalorian. I feel bad for the guy.
Oh, that's yeah, you're right. That is I didn't think of the timing of that.
That's an Alec Guinness thing. Have you watched this season at all?
Yeah, I also I haven't watched today's episode because I hear it's good. I hear it's really good. I know I need to watch it till the end. Am I gonna lose my mind? Like, and let me tell you. So not last episode, the episode before, the one that Robert Rodriguez directed, which was awesome. When unnamed character comes onto screen, I think I like pterodactyl screeched. Like, thank God I live by myself. My walls are thick. But like, so that's what we're playing with here. Will this make me pterodactyl screech?
I think at the the post-credit scene will probably do that for you.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, there's a lot in this episode that will do that for you.
I'm so excited.
But that post-credit scene and the announcement that comes with it.
Oh, are they announcing Obi-Wan, right?
No.
Or they're announcing
I will not say anything, I swear.
No.
Spoilers for me.
Is it something different
for anybody? Dan, I promise I'm not going to ruin it for you. All I'm going to say is watch through the credits, see what comes up, and they make an announcement for next year that they did not announce at all in the Disney announcement.
I'm so excited. Okay, this is going to be great.
Oh, you're going to be, it tugs at the heartstring. You get excitement. You get to see things you never thought you'd see. You're going to cry a bit because it can get sad at moments, but then you think about everything and all the opportunities and stuff that are opening up. It's going to be amazing.
Man. So every time if this year, as we've all had talked about many times, has been sort of an emotional roller coaster. But one thing that has made me cry consistently every single time this year has been like just Baby Yoda on screen, and for no other reason that he's so goddamn cute and their relationship is so tender and sweet. I'm like, it's just so perfect. It's like such a beautiful thing. It's so cute. If Baby Yoda dies, I'm going to kill everybody. I'm gonna rampage.
No, we don't want a 2020 where Mary snaps and kills everybody. So I'm going to say right now, Baby Yoda doesn't die.
Thank God.
I'm not going to say no. Don't get happy. But let's hold that thought and just say, "Hey, Brian."
Yeah, hi, Brian.
Brian.
No, I won't go on a rampage, but I will mourn. I will mourn heavily.
Well, so we've been talking about Star Wars for the first half hour of the show.
Yes, welcome to the Mandalorian post show.
Where Mary knows nothing and we try to make her. No, you know what? Let's move off of Star Wars now because
let's talk some horror, right?
I don't want to ruin anything. So tonight is going to be a very exciting night, I think, because we're getting 2 Christmas movies that are set in the tropics, very well chosen by our good buddy over at the Mutant Theater. And we're also getting burgers and biscuits, which, Brian, I don't know how you do this stuff, but it's amazing.
I'm so excited. It looks so tasty.
I all I want is COVID to be over so we can all just take a ride to Brian's house and sit there for a show while he cooks and we just eat
All of it.
everything. Come on, Brian, do it. Make it happen. So we're watching Jack Frost 2, and then what was it? Bikini Bloodbath Christmas.
Yes.
I've never seen.
Yeah.
Never seen it either.
Who is excited? Because I have a feeling it's going to be as outlandish as the Jack Frost movies.
John, have you seen that one?
I have not seen either of these. I'm kind of like, I had this discussion with Frank and Tim on Wednesday. I know less horror than I thought I did coming into this community. So for me, almost everything we see is new, and I have to go back and watch things like now I'm just starting to get into like Giallo stuff or the Hammer films, which is kind of exciting for me because then everything's new to me, so I get to look forward to things like that. But at the same time, and it makes it more fun. So I'm going into everything like fresh eyes.
Well, let me ask you, since like you're coming into new stuff, and you said since you joined the fold, what's been your favorite so far that you've watched on Mutant Theater?
That's a really big question. I think the movie that I hadn't seen that I just thought was really good is I went back and I watched the Joe Bob stuff. I've seen most of that now. That's still up there. And when I saw Deep Red for the first time, I mean, that was just such a good movie.
Oh, beautiful.
That Goblin soundtrack is just
we got to see them live. Dave and Scott and I. They were in St. Paul last year, 2019, and they did a live play of they played the music live to Deep Red, and it was so cool. Anything Goblin has made is just, I don't know, super atmospheric. It's always on all of my like Halloween playlists.
And anybody who, I don't know if they've listened to Goblin or not, those are albums you buy because every song on them sounds fantastic.
Oh yeah. Well, they're almost like, I feel like they are what John Carpenter. Well, John Carpenter also has his own. He has his own sound too. I don't know. I feel like John Carpenter's soundtracks and Goblin are such a good like pairing. But I feel like John Carpenter wanted to be like what Goblin was.
I feel it would be because Carpenter's last album that coincided with the new Halloween movie was pretty good.
Yeah, I have one of his. What do I have of his on vinyl? I have this.
Yeah, that's his last one. Was it Lost Prophets or something?
It's Lost Themes.
Lost Themes.
And it's solid. It's very, very good. So
yeah, he and his son worked on that, and they did a great job with it. And his son is really talented musician. Not saying that John Carpenter isn't, but like I think his son kind of excelled even more in that because he didn't focus on making movies. He went right to music, and they worked on it together, and it just shows. Like I think it's one of his best works. And revisiting all of those titles, I do want to kind of switch gears a little bit because I know we're talking about horror and we should be, but we're getting more into the music side of things, and I want to kind of cut back a little bit with the movies going on tonight and Christmas and things like that. So, what are your feelings, you guys, on Christmas horror movies? Do they often work, or most of them come off cheesy? I want to know what you guys think.
I think that the cheesy is part of the point, right? Like Christmas, I feel like Christmas movies, they're either very like desperately sincere, and that works, but I feel like most of them go like aim towards campy. And what is campier? Like I feel like horror has a grip in the camp, like in the campy side of things, as far as film goes. So for me, they work. I think that they're fun. I think that they're silly. I think that they're not promising more than what they're delivering. They're supposed to be ridiculous and bloody, just over the top fun, which is why I'm excited to watch Bikini Bloodbath Christmas because it sounds ridiculous.
It really does. What do you think, John, about like Christmas like horror movies?
I am always for anything that comes across as odd or out of the norm kind of thing. So I mean, like, and it's not to say like, A Wonderful Life or even, things that are more modern, like A Christmas Story, National Lampoon's Vacation, Christmas. Those are good movies. But then like, I'm always going to root for the kind of oddball thing out there. So I will definitely watch Christmas horror movies. And I love that they do that where they're, some of them maybe put in a little bit of a message, but a lot of times it's just like, we're just going to take something Christmassy and just make it really absurd.
Yeah, and it's funny to me that it's kind of become that because that's always sort of been the staple of Christmas horror movies, I would say. Like, because even the ones that were maybe a little more blockbuster-ish, like Gremlins and things like that, like are still pretty absurd.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But your first Christmas horror movie that we got was straight up. It was a horror movie. It was Black Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think
That's a hard one to. That's such a like I've read a lot about. There's been a lot of comparative study between Black Christmas and Halloween as like slasher movies, and a lot of women in the genre really prefer Black Christmas in a lot of ways, and I think I do too. Like it's such a hard toss up between like the iconic slasher and Black Christmas, which is like the iconic Christmas horror movie. But yeah, that takes such a serious tone.
Well, let me ask you this because I don't want to feel like I know, and but I've done some reading on it too, and but I want to get your perspective of it. Do you think it's because in Black Christmas they're dealing with the theme of feminist themes a lot more open? And they're not treating the characters of the movie as stupid in almost a way. Like they're college kids and they're having fun, they're doing their thing. But like if you watch the babysitters of Halloween, they're always doing the wrong thing. Whereas with Black Christmas, they're just a victim of like what's going on in their own home right under their noses.
Yeah, I think Black Christmas to me features more realistic female characters. And I think they even I haven't seen it in a couple years, but like there was even discussion about getting an abortion and having that be like super normal. And I think that's really important. And I go back and forth on this a lot as like my opinion evolves on it. And I don't know if I'll ever really land on it one way or another, but the thing that makes me sort of balk at slasher movies and the idea of the final girl is that the final girl trope in slasher movies exists because a lot of male filmmakers are torturing. It comes only as a result of the torture of women, and I think that they fetishize violence against women in a lot of really unsavory ways. I like that there are so many women filmmakers and even male filmmakers who are starting to adjust that lens in a really important way. But again, I agree with Dan, like horror in general is meant to be subversive, and what's more subversive than subverting the status quo of white men in the world?
Well,
I like Black Christmas.
On this show and all of we have a lot of white guys here. We're going to agree with you.
The other night when it was just me, Tim, and John, we're like, well, we all got black rim glasses here. We're all white dudes with short shaved hair. Like we was like fucking triplets.
and no one has to agree, but that's where I land on a lot of slasher movies. And I really like that I like movies like Black Christmas that like do what I want slasher movies to do.
Well, I mean, because I think I kind of asked because I started noticing the trend that people were saying, well, maybe we shouldn't be using Final Girl anymore, which I agree with because I think it was Heather Langenkamp was the actress who kind of had a problem with it, and she said it's because you're setting up that expectation then because the Final Girl is this chaste woman who is kind of like the ideal version of what men want in a woman, and it's just like the reason that she survives is because she's not immoral and she's not doing all these things, and it's like, and you don't have that for men. Men can get away with more things in a horror movie, and I mean, yeah, they still die, but there's no moral tale for that.
Well, and on top of that, most of the slashers are men. Freddy and Jason and Michael Myers, like all of these slasher characters are men, and they're also fetishized in a really strange way.
The top killing ways in all of these movies are penetration or strangulation, which is control and usually used over women in most relationships.
Dude, I feel like I walked into some weird shit. I've been gone for 30 minutes. Like, what the fuck is going on?
You missed Star Wars discussion too late, bro. You missed Star Wars. Now we're onto this.
Yeah, you missed the whole Star Wars conversation. We just went, yeah.
Does anyone want a drink?
Actually, you don't even know.
Modern feminism now, sir.
Oh God! All right, let's jump back into it because this is the pregame show and we're supposed to be getting crazy. I want to hear the drink for tonight, Mary. What you got for us?
So this is a drink.
This is the drink of the year. Last drink of the year.
Yeah, the last drink of the year. So there's so I'm curious to hear Master Shake, Dan's opinion on this. This drink does not have liquor in it. It is a non-liquor cocktail, but I thought it would go really well with.
You don't want to hear my opinion of it.
What do you think about it, Frank?
I already don't like it.
It's a tropical beer cocktail. This is my take. I'm calling it the Mutant Michelada. It's a take on a Michelada. So you're going to start with an empty glass. And what I've done is I mixed flaky salt and a seasoning blend called tagine, which is sort of like limey. People will put it on mangoes, and it's really tasty. And we're going to rim our glass in a tagine flaky salt rim. Right. And then we're going to add about the juice of 2 limes to the bottom of our glass.
Nice.
And this is kind of a weird one because like beer plus lime plus spicy. Not everyone's thing, but like very tropical and goes great with burgers, in my opinion. So juices of limes. And so then traditional micheladas also have some sort of a hot sauce. I think most people make it with Cholula, which is great. I am trying a different way or a different sort of hot sauce because I think that the flavor is interesting and weird and nice. And it's called harissa, which is a Middle Eastern spice thing, or a Middle Eastern spicy condiment of sorts. It's I will show you in a minute once I finish squeezing these limes. I'm like, I've never felt more like weak in my whole life than when I squeeze a lime, like trying to get all the juice out. Good God. Okay.
Can I just say that people are still talking about the feminism?
Yay! Good. Feminism is a good thing to talk about. Okay. So, juice of 2 limes. And then we're going to do, now my hands are all slimy. And then what we're going to do is, it's a Moroccan red pepper paste. And this is the spicy version, and it's got red bell pepper, red chili pepper, garlic. It's like it's a spicy sauce, and I actually kind of like it. I really like it in a michelada, and I like things relatively spicy, so I'm going to add like a heaping teaspoon of this in here.
I'm just going to say this right now. I do not have any Moroccan spice in my home.
You can use whatever. For what it's worth, I didn't have Cholula. And so I was like, what could I use? Or like, what do I have? I don't know. I'm all about sort of the no fuss, you can make it with whatever you have. I think it would be really good with what's it called? Spicy Korean sauce. What is it called?
Sriracha, right?
Sriracha, thank you.
Sriracha, there you go. I have that. I do have that.
Sriracha would be great.
All I'm going to say here is this is just going to get interesting real
So I
fast.
misunderstood you up front. That's you just put beer instead of liquor. I thought you were saying it was a non-alcoholic cocktail.
Oh no.
Yeah, I was like,
Not to knock good on everyone for drinking what they prefer. I am no one has to drink alcohol by any means to be able to participate or do fun stuff. But no, this is a beer-based cocktail.
No, you had me really taken aback. I was like, a non-alcoholic cocktail. I was like, I could have just stayed away tonight.
She didn't even bring the booze. Jesus Christ!
What the fuck? But that actually looks awesome. That's great.
Master Shake wants to know what ale you're using.
Oh, thank you for asking, Master Shake. This is a Minnesota beer. This is a cream ale. This is called 5 Weight from Lakes and Legends, which is in Minneapolis, which is a great, if you have a chance to either check out their brewery or check out their stuff, it's really good. It's a lighter beer. I know a lot of people who prefer dark beers with micheladas. I prefer light. So again, make what you like. But yeah, it's limey and spicy and beery and just a flavor I've never really had before. So cheers.
I didn't bring a drink this week. Thank God. I'm not the only one.
I literally just pulled up in the car, ran upstairs. Before I tried to get here, I pulled up to the deli to go grab some beers, but I forgot my fucking mask. I was at home, so I just ran back here, and I'll go get some beers after this. Put my mask on.
Listen, I will say this. Get a little sappy because we're at the 6:50 mark and we got to hop off soon. This is the last show of the year. It's the last Friday Night Frights of the year. Now on Christmas, I know Brian is hosting the Joe Bob Christmas special, the Fantastic Christmas special. I don't think anything's going on. I'm not sure about New Year's.
If we want to, so I've put out feelers if anyone would like to do a watch along for The Thing.
Right.
Yeah, I would definitely be down for that.
I think that'd be really fun.
Yeah. Where it's timed with where he says what exactly? I forget.
He says, I believe the line is, let's just wait here for a while, or let's just wait here for a minute and see what happens.
Yeah. Right.
Which is something that I want tattooed on my body at some point in my life.
Okay.
It's such a good, I don't know. That's the line that I don't know, everyone has their sort of motivational mantras that gets them through shitty times. That was what I told myself this year. There was a lot of bad stuff that happened, and that was all right, let's just sit here for a minute and see what happens.
Nothing else you could do at this point.
So
I want to say this: when we come back into the new year, I want to come back strong. Mary, start sending us in the group chat your recipes, because I think I want to start making them along with you to try them.
That's a great idea. I will do that. That'll be fun.
I might
not make everything, but some things, some weeks I want to, I would definitely love to try this. Right?
That one's nice and simple. Yeah, that doesn't take a lot. You don't have to go spend a fortune on different liquors and stuff. So you just buy a beer, some 2 lemons.
Exactly. I'm trying to do more with less. Again, the winter time, Christmas is expensive. Trying to save a little money, having to Mutant Cafe's in for it too. Yay. But I like the idea of what's a fun pantry staple drink that we can make.
There you go.
So yes, game on. That'll be fun.
Well, I just want to say, since we're we're finishing up, since we started the show, you guys have been. This is an amazing time. I am enjoying it. Friday nights, it revitalized. I love doing it with you. I appreciate Frank for coming on my show and then talking me into and saying, let's do this. I mean, I was in for it anyway. It's not like there was hesitation, but we did it. And now, I forget how many episodes in we are, but I mean, I'm having a great time doing this with you guys. And I appreciate all our guests. John, you tonight, it's been great.
Thank you.
Everybody who's been on, everybody who watches and joins in. It's just such a fun community that, coming up on a year, Frank built for us.
Coming up on a year for the site, at least, well more than a year for things like Mutant Theater. So yeah, dude, it's like a day of appreciation. Like I've been in a couple of DM threads where people are expressing similar sentiments to what you were just saying, like being all lovey-dovey and shit. It is a great, it is a great community.
I want that on a shirt.
That's my next shirt, lovey-dovey.
Yeah, lovey-dovey and shit.
I remember saying to you at one point how much I appreciated being on the show with you the first few times, because it's what's inspired me to start doing the Mutant Palooza show.
Which you are great at, by the way, and I'm enjoying everything that you're doing with it.
Thank you. John was on Wednesday. Now he's on tonight with us. He's going to be a reoccurring Mutant Fam all-star in no time.
I'm like the Mutant Fam promoter almost, because now I find myself, I'm out there. I'm promoting Frank stuff, and I promote the Scene Snap, the pregame show, promoting Master Shake out there, and then Brian's stuff. I got my own thing going on for this month that I promote, and we get the people. It's starting to kind of catch on a little bit, and then I'm the Mutant Monster Movie Happy Hour, which I'm really enjoying those podcasts, and it's just everyone just has their own thing that they're doing, but and they're promoting it themselves. But I just feel I'm not a content creator, but I can definitely promote. I can type things into a keyboard and send it out into the internet. That's not hard, so I will gladly do that.
Amen, dude.
Well, dude, we really appreciate it. Thank you, and thank you for coming on the show today.
Yes, absolutely.
I am the perfect understudy. That's there's a trophy in the back there. It looks like a tennis trophy. It's actually from this group I did where we did Rocky Horror Picture Show plus Bat Out of the Hell. We sang the songs for that, and I at the practices would fill in for people. So I have sung in public. I have sung Dr. Frankenstein. I've done Eddie's stuff. I've done I even did Janet's Touch It, Touch It, Touch Me. And which
well,
in public.
You do know that we threw down on Twitter. If Darcy retweets this, we'll do a live Rocky Horror Picture Show with Brian Daddy Man as
Frank, right?
as Frankenfurter.
Oh yeah, I'm in 100%. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a great time. But this show is a great time every week. I love doing it with you guys. It's the last one of the year, so I want to say Merry Christmas to everybody.
Merry Christmas.
Happy New Year. I know we'll talk to each other, but since we're on screen, I wanted to make sure to say that to everybody. And everybody who's watching, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, everything in between. To you, to all your families, stay safe. Make sure you're watching Mutant Cafe, because that will be continuing. That comes on right after us. I believe you're doing another show, Brian, next week, right, for Christmas? If not, you're taking off. You did say New Year's Eve. You were definitely doing something. It's going to be a fun time. It really is. And, I just appreciate you all. I can't wait to watch the movies tonight because they look insane. I've seen the first Jack Frost. I've never seen the second or the second.
Jack Frost 2. And what is the bikini something?
Bloodbath Christmas.
I wasn't the only one. See, I wasn't the only one who didn't know.
Christmas.
Bloodbath Christmas. And I'm the one who found that one. We were going to do, we were going to do Santa Jaws at one point. But Chris started watching it, and he says it's more kind of like a kid's movie. Like it doesn't look like you look at the cover, you're like Santa Jaws. I'm in. Yeah, right. Which I don't know. I still am in, but then I found this other one, and we replaced it with that.
I think it works.
Yeah, no doubt.
It's the tropical theme.
Bikini something, whatever. Please throw Katie's comment up on screen.
Oh yes, absolutely. First I want to say Mutant Cafe, New Year's Eve, 7 p.m. Eastern, Tipsy Cake Live.
Ooh.
Then we have Whiskey Says, yes, you did win the stickers and win other stuff. So yes, DM me your stuff. I also have stuff for all of you over at my movie. Everybody just send me messages. I'll try and send as much out as I can.
DM me your address and I will send you stickers.
I got your sticker. I got the sticker.
Yay!
Okay. I was going to show you guys. I'm going to take a picture and show you tonight.
I want a sticker.
I won't now.
It's a great sticker. I have it on my laptop.
Yay, Frank! Your sticker's in the mail.
Wait,
I have stickers for you too.
Your address now. Or
I think you sent your address before.
Okay. All right. I didn't know that.
I nailed it today, though, so you're getting it soon.
Send me your address so I can send you stuff.
Absolutely.
I have a bunch of stuff to send out. I just haven't had a chance to get there, but I have it for all you guys. It's going to be fun. And then, yes, Bikini something, whatever. I love it. That's the new name of the movie. Mutant Theater. Go change it right now. But I'm going to end it on the same note that we always end it. Cheers.
Cheers, friends.
Cheers. Thank you from the Mutant Pregamers to all of you. Have a great night.
Happy holidays.